everybody, Noreen here with the October 123 card kit. This month I'm using some great papers from Creative Memories Countryside Comfort Collection. I'm going to be using this floral and the plaid along with the wood grain and this nice sort of green textured paper. And I'm going to be pairing them with the exclusive cardstock that Creative Memories has released for the Croptoberfest theme that we have going on this fall. These are 5 exclusive colors that come in a pack and coordinate with a lovely Croptoberfest paper pack that's going to be exclusive to Creative Memories advisors. I'm hosting my Croptoberfest retreat next weekend, and all of my ladies are getting one of these lovely collections. So a little bit of a sneak peek for you. If you don't have a Creative Memories advisor, you can certainly check at the link below here to find one near you. And there are, I think, over 900 Croptoberfest events happening throughout the United States and Canada. So it's a wonderful event. Make sure you hook up with a Creative Memories advisor to get these exclusive products. So each month, of course, I give you a 1, 2, 3 card kit, and the name comes from the fact that we use 1 sentiment, 2 paper shapes, and 3 embellishments. And those really sort of basic pieces create a couple of really great cards. I also give you a handout that you can download, and the link, as always, is just below the video here in the description. Or if you're watching this embedded into my blog post, you'll see the links throughout the blog post. So I always give you a vertical and a horizontal card sketch and a couple of examples, and I always give you the materials that you require. So we usually use a standard piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, cut in half and scored. This time, of course, I wanted to use the exclusive Croptoberfest colors, so I trimmed my 12 by 12 paper piece of cardstock down to 8.5 by 11, and then just did the same thing, cut it in half and then scored. So I've got 2 great little cards from that, and then you can see that I've got my 2 paper shapes, 3 embellishments, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and then I'm going to be using the word die cuts from the Countryside Comfort Collection for my sentiment. These are nice. They're quite a thick, almost like a thin chipboard, so thicker than cardstock, thinner than chipboard, and they're quite lovely. So I'm going to be using these for my sentiments. Now, sometimes you don't have embellishments that go with the papers that you're using. And in this case, I did have the stickers, but I've used them all. So I decided that I would pull out an old favorite here. This was our button trio, embossed button trio punch. And I decided that I would punch my buttons out of the wood grain, the darker parts of the wood grain paper, and those would be my 3 embellishments. And I've just tied the little heart one with a piece of baker's twine. So sometimes you don't, have the coordinating embellishments. It's okay to dig out whatever you've got from your stash. Real buttons would be cute on that as well. Sometimes I find that real buttons are a little heavy or thick. So I just chose to use some paper buttons. Now, just wanted to make a really quick little tip here for you, give you a little tip. I've just put a piece of baker's twine through the 2 holes in the heart button, and sometimes and I have to say that I've got these nails which look great, but sometimes they're kind of a pain in the butt. So what I like to do is, once I've threaded the twine through the holes, I use my repositionable adhesive to just tack it down to my work surface, and then I can go ahead and tie up my little bow. Okay, so I won't do that because, like I said, I'm kind of all thumbs when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you can see that that will just kind of hold it down for you so that you can tie it up. All right, so I've got one done already, so we'll use that. Okay, so this month, as you can see, we've got a couple paper shapes. You'll notice that although I've shown you with rounded corners, I've got rounded corners on my plaid piece, and I've used the decorative corner from my 4-way corner and hole punch for this particular one. So it's kind of a decorative edge. You'll see it more when it goes down against the dark background. Okay, so that's just a guideline. If you don't have a corner punch, feel free to just leave it as a rectangle. Okay, and our measurements this month, our rectangle is 3.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches long, and then we're accenting it with a strip of paper that's 1.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches long. Okay, so these are going to come together very quickly. Let's do them up together while I'm talking. Get my regular adhesive here. Oh, running out there. And put it on that way. This is the vertical card. Hope I've got enough adhesive to get me through here. And I'm just eyeballing it, but I'm going to put it just about, not quite an inch from the bottom. Now you can see that this, even though I cut it to measure, my paper is a little bit longer. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and trim that off. So you get a nice custom fit that way. Now the repositionable adhesive is also great for any of these delicate and open sort of designs here. That the hello that I'm using, the die cut that I'm using, is very delicate, and it would be hard to get your adhesive into these small little areas, but those little tiny dots of removable adhesive just stick to it. Okay, and anything else that's left on your mat will just come off. All right, and then I'm going to use a foam square for my kind of focal embellishment, which is the little heart. Oops, sticking to me. And I'm just going to use my regular adhesive for the other two. And of course, if you want, get off there. Of course, if you want, you can add the baker's twine. Sorry, momentary thought lost there. You can add the baker's twine to these other punches as well, these other little shapes, but I kind of decided I would just use it for the main punch. Okay, so that's the vertical card done. Let's get the horizontal card. Regular adhesive. Put it in. Again, just eyeball it into the center so that it looks even more than anything. There's no magic placement. And again, I like to use kind of my finger to butt it up against one edge so that I know that it's even there. And then if I've got a part that hangs over, just trim that off. And it's not too small. I'd rather have it too big than too small. This one says enjoy. And again, maybe you can see on the green a little bit better. Let me hold it up to the camera in a second. You can see all those tiny little dots. So that's the adhesive, and it will just stay right on there for you. And anything that's gone off underneath will just wipe off with an eraser or with your fingertips even. Okay. All right, and I just had finished saying to you that I had another one of these ready, and it has fallen off my table. So instead of grabbing it, I will just leave it, and I'll pop that on there later for the pictures. Okay. Now, you can, as I mentioned, you can download this sheet from the link that I've got below. And I've also got, finally back to kind of our normal routine, I've got a little card kit ready for you that has a couple of different, same papers, but a couple of different sentiments. I think this one says smile and hello. So, and it's got the foam squares and everything else that you'll need to kind of duplicate these cards. And I am very happy to send that off to somebody. You can enter to win by just leaving a comment. You can leave a comment just below the video here on the YouTube channel, and you can also leave a comment on the blog post. So you've got kind of 2 chances to win, and I will draw for those at the very end of October, very beginning of November. and I'll get that sent off to one happy person. It'll be happy mail coming to one lucky person, I should say. All right. So again, hopefully you got some great ideas. You can make these into, you know, Thanksgiving cards, Christmas cards, Halloween cards, birthday cards, anything you want. Very versatile design. So I hope you give them a try. And again, leave me a comment below and I will enter you into a draw for the little card kit. All right. Thanks very much. Hope you have a great weekend scrapping and card making and having all kinds of fun creative pursuits. Take care and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye-bye for now.